Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello crypto friends, checking in, and at this point, you already know I'm going to say it, the bears are in complete control. We're heading down to test our recent lows. If they break, there is a lack of support nearby. So looking down here, we've got support of 34.57 on Coinbase, inching our way closer and closer to that level. And if that breaks, we're looking on the weekly time frame to the next support level down at 29.75. There are other daily levels of support before that, but that is the next weekly level. Bottom line is there's a lack of support on a significant amount of coins down at these levels. So that level is going to be tested. The daily exponential resistance is still on watch at this point. We look at the 4-hour time frame. We're continuously rejecting from the exponential resistance. It's just a lower high, lower low pattern, and we aren't even that oversold because we're getting these stair-step moves down. So we're not overextended on any time frame on this move down. And we are patiently just waiting to see if we get a flush and see if things pick up in terms of significant downside follow through. The bears are comfortable. The bulls are nowhere to be seen. One thing that we're keeping an eye on, member Tim pointed this out. Shout out to Tim. BCHSV. So we're watching, compared to Bitcoin here, how correlated they've been. They've been very significantly correlated in the recent past. They broke that correlation. It was a fairly brief break in that correlation. They went inverse, but it's worth paying attention to just because the more often that happens, the more notable a pattern that you can rely on. But in this instance, we had the significant bull break while Bitcoin was pulling back. The correlation is still there a little bit. You can see a little bit stronger for BCHSV, but it broke temporarily to make BCHSV significantly stronger. So we're still watching the potential that Craig behind BCHSV is doing what he can to make Bitcoin weak and to make BCHSV stronger in relation to it. I'm not really interested in all that drama, but it's worth watching in terms of how the prices are interacting with each other. And again, we want to see, does that correlation break for more than just a brief amount of time? And you can see as far as the daily chart goes, significant break in that correlation as BCHSV hit the highest price that we've seen in the last 6-7 days, whereas Bitcoin hit the lowest price that we've seen in the last 6-7 days. And if we were going to make the same kind of bull break, Bitcoin would have had to see a move up to pretty much the high of the bounce. So we're going to keep an eye on that going forward. Here's the daily chart for BCHSV. We're looking for that lower high on this equilibrium, and now our higher low is set. So it's not really a good time frame to be looking at it on the weekly, but we got our high, low of the pullback, lower high. My magnet's not turned on, but higher low ended up just barely breaking that support before the bulls showed up. So we're calling our higher low at 84.01, and the next resistance is up at 141. So we're going to look for a lower high compared to 141, and then a pullback and a higher low, and for things to continue to tighten. As far as the short term goes, 4-hour inside bar, hourly uptrend still intact, but we're getting tight. Exponential support. If we're looking at the short term levels, it's 96.51 support and 106 as resistance. So short term, we're going to get a break of these inside bars in the overnight trading action here. So that's worth watching. And again, worth watching to see, can that correlation continue to break? At this point, Bitcoin is so clearly bearish and in such control of the bears that we need to be scouting who's breaking that correlation. You're either playing these names bearish that don't have any support nearby, and that includes Ethereum and a lot of these other coins, or you are looking for the names that are breaking the correlation. Binance did it. Now BCHSV just briefly did it. And it takes surges in bull volume for these individual coins to break those correlations with Bitcoin. And that's usually by news-driven events like the instance with Binance. But again, if you're looking bullish, you want to be breaking the correlation with Bitcoin because otherwise bulls aren't going anywhere. Ethereum on the daily time frame, also a clear bear pattern, and we even broke support. So below support, it was 98.20, and there is no support after that level anywhere nearby. And again, if you are bearish, bears are loving any coin that does not have clear support anywhere nearby. We pointed out EOS the other day, and the reason the EOS bears have been running wild is the lack of weekly support. So the next support level is $13. Again, there's other levels before that. $75.89 is the next level it stands out to me. So no support nearby for Ethereum. If Bitcoin drops and breaks its low, we're going to look at Ethereum down in the low $90 range. It's just a clear lower high, lower low pattern. At this point, the weekly chart has been in a very clear downtrend with zero fakeouts for 4 or 5 months. And again, the patient bulls, those that really have discipline, are not touching the space until weekly trends change and there's a clear shift in momentum. So those are the kind of people that don't need to nail the bottom. They're just waiting for that momentum. And again, I have capital set aside in my bank account, just waiting, saying, all right, when the longer term trends change, I'm absolutely getting back in crypto. It's going to happen. I'm going to make profit as a bull in crypto again. There is zero doubt in my mind. And I'm just patiently waiting for the longer term signals. Litecoin is still barely holding support. But again, if we support nearby, and that's what the bulls have to be concerned with. 2637 is this level, and after 2637 we're just looking at psychological levels. So 26, 25, 24, all the way down. Again, just clear 4-hour lower highs at this point. I said it in yesterday's video, but as long as the daily exponential moving averages are resistance, I have absolutely no interest as a bull. RSI doesn't mean anything to me in this market environment. We used to be able to rely on it for oversold bounces, and then the bulls just stopped caring about oversold bounces, so the RSI stopped being a good indicator. It'll be a good indicator again, but just not in this current market environment. XRP USD also seeing a bear break, and that break was 329. So that level has now broken. And again, the next support, we actually have a couple more supports on the weekly time frame for XRP than other names have, but it's down at 266. So 266 is the next support level. Daily exponential resistance wasn't even tested, and that's my guide for when I'm interested as a bull again in any individual name. And Binance, last video for Binance, we were watching the potential of the 4-hour head and shoulders pattern. We have the left shoulder, the head, there was the right shoulder, and the uptrend, the 4-hour uptrend, broke support at 581. And here we are down at 507. So that is about a 15% pullback in 16 hours once that support level broke. So very significant follow through for those bulls, or I should say those bears. And that's giving us daily consolidation. And this daily consolidation is giving back way more than the bulls want. A must hold support level for me is down here at 495. If 495 breaks, we've got nothing nearby, and we actually have not broken it yet. We held it by a penny. So that's a bottom fishing level, and at this point, it's up 2% from holding that support level. But again, you gave all that move back. That is not progress for the bulls. You have to form higher lows, not give entire moves back. So bottom line, you've heard me say it before, nothing's changed. The bears have complete control. I'm not interested in the bulls until the daily exponential moving averages are becoming support. We're on the verge of another leg down. Some of these coins have already broken bearish, and Ethereum looks like since I started talking is making another leg down. So Ethereum is going to be looking at potentially sub $90 if we see this Bitcoin break and any kind of meaningful flush behind it. So bears comfortable, bears looking for entries on bounces, bulls just give up for now, and we will patiently wait for when there's a good opportunity and good risk to reward. So I hope you all continue to do good things. Have a good day. There's been some volatility in the markets, volatility in the Canadian MJ space. So that's been keeping me busy in terms of having something to trade. Again, I'll be back to crypto, and I'm going to make some solid money on it. I'm very confident in that. Don't know if it's going to be in Q1 2019 or Q1 2025. I don't know. But we'll be ready, and we'll certainly be noting the changes in the trend. Thanks again. See you soon.